The Apache Wars between Americans and Native American tribes lasted nearly 40 years in the Southwest. It was the Apache tribes who were characterized by their skill in warfare. They had strongly developed military traditions and high morale that caused fear among the Americans. Apache Indians united several tribes, similar in language, customs, and traditions. They were not characterized by a peaceful disposition after the arrival of uninvited guests. Defiance, savagery, and cruelty. These traits were instilled in children in the tribes from infancy. Of all the indigenous peoples of the Americas, it was they who fought to the last for their independence and identity. Apaches were not attracted to ordinary life. Farming, ranching, and husbandry were not for them. Raiding Spanish and American settlements, plundering and capturing food to feed the tribe, that is what they were close to. For the Americans, waging war with the Apaches was difficult and unpredictable. The Indians did not fight the enemy on the battlefield. There were too few of them for that. And the forces were not equal. They always acted covertly. They ambushed, attacked suddenly from hidden places. Often the attacks were not isolated, but massive. The Indians, who knew the terrain well, who could move silently and stealthily, would sneak into settlements at night so quietly that they did not even have time to realize their death, and stealthily sneak up to a man with a knife and grab him by the hair. The Apache tactic, which was called hit, run, or hit and dissolve, worked without fail. The Americans could never figure out where an attack would come from and at what moment. One of the most stubborn Apache chiefs was Geronimo. For 25 years, the Americans couldn't catch him. A huge reward was promised for his capture, but none of the 5,000 pale-faced men sent to catch the chief. It did not get it. Although the Apache tribes were recognized as the most bloodthirsty and violent, they attacked only when they violated the integrity of their territorial boundaries. The desire of the Americans to completely subjugate the indigenous population of the mainland and force them to live under the laws of the states did not coincide with the intentions of the Indians to preserve their population and identity. The Apache struggle could be called an eye for an eye. If the tribe was treated with respect, they returned the favor. One of the American businessmen, having decided to start copper mining, the first thing he did was to get permission from the Apaches. He realized that otherwise he would not succeed. A peace deal was reached without any problems. The businessmen received the right to mine, and the Apaches in return received horses, tools, and liquor. The Apache War ended in 1886 with the capture of the most formidable chief, Geronimo. He was captured but not executed, but exiled to the east. Curiously, the militant Indian did not try his fate. He accepted his capture as a fait accompli and began to perform in American shows, demonstrating Indian attire, pipes, and feathers. His earnings were very high. To date, of the Apache tribes, there are just over 100,000 people left. They live in reservations, earn money by selling souvenirs and products made by their hands. They entertain curious tourists by dancing and playing musical instruments. Destroy the population of proud and intransigent Apaches, not so much military action as alcohol, which paid with them pale face.